What's up, y'all? It's just something I feel like, I feel like I've been led to just say this, because a lot of times, we as people, we go through life and we don't think about, just simple stuff like this, we live in a world where we want instant gratification. Everything with us has to be instant. We want it and we want it now. We don't want to wait for nothing. We've become impatient people. And everybody is succumbing to that. I mean, yeah, I do it. Everybody do it. Nobody's ever wrong with that. But by being so impatient and always searching for what we want, we lose sight of what we're trying to be, where we're trying to go, and what is necessary for our lives. Now, see, we want the money, the cars, the clothes, the fancy jobs, the women, the men, we long for so much stuff that we always look for it in all the wrong areas. Whereas, we don't go through the hardships anymore for to reach what we want. Or to even fight for what we want, really. And I bring this up because it's just been laid on my heart because I've been thinking about it a lot lately, and we as people, we fight for what we want, but we fail to realize what we want might not be what we need. God does not set our lives up where it's what we want, how we want it, and how we do it. Our lives are already laid out. And what he presents in front of us is up to us to notice the signs and follow and take lead and follow his steps and let him take lead in our lives. Now, we can get so caught up in that because we want. But we lose sight of what we're saying. Because we're saying we want, not what we need. What we want isn't what we need most of the time. And what we need isn't what we want. So we got to take the good with the bad. And he will let us know what we need if we just be patient and listen to what he got to say. But in today's society, we're so caught up in what we want. We want it now. We're stubborn people. It's time for all that stubbornness to get cut out. We living in a world where everything's in turmoil because everybody's doing what they want. And everybody's doing what they want because they don't fear the consequences anymore, The consequences of somebody else doing what they wanted is causing them to do this. Whereas we as people, we need to just actually get in our word and actually learn that sometimes what we want ain't always right. I've come to that point, in my life where, I want the dream job, I want to use my degree, I want to just get out of doing all this physical labor mess, man. I just want to have an office job. But I had to tell myself yesterday, what if that's not what I need? What if God has different plans for me than what I say? So I have to be willing to be open to that. And I feel like we as a people, we will never get to where we want to be if we're not open to what he has laid out for us. And I know some people are bad shit. Some people will probably look past this, but I'll be posting every other day probably, offering insight, trying to help somebody, give some advice to some people out here looking, because there's a lot of people out here searching, man, and I feel like I got answers for them. I feel like I have a key to a lot of people's problems that they're going to. And problems I face myself, I'm learning with those as well. But, to be able to help somebody else out while I'm going through mine, that's symbolic of, something personal to me, because I've always been a helper. So, like I said, what I wanted to come to and tell everybody today is, be patient. Forget what you want and pay attention to what you need. Because going for what we want has led to destruction from day one. Adam and Eve, prime example. God told them what to do. And he told them they needed to stay away from the tree of life. See, in the garden, Eve went to the tree of life. And the snake slithered up to her and basically told her to eat the fruit on the tree. Now, if she would have paid attention to what she needed, she wouldn't have even been nearby the tree. But temptation led her to follow what she wanted. Temptation created a want in her that made her think that it was necessary to go over there. She bit from the fruit, and she also gave it to her husband, Adam. We started the whole thing from the beginning. And from that point, God put the curse on men that they will plow the earth to earn a living, work. The wives had the curse of carrying the child for 9 months. And that came from, not following what God had already placed out and said what we need to do. Now, our lives are already written out. He already has our plans laid out. We just have to follow His word. But if we can't follow His word, man, this world is going to continue sinking. Like, people think that, Trump as a president is bad. I mean, to be honest, this whole world's been going downhill for a while. Schools are suspending kids for praying, but kids are having sex in school now, and there's videos of all that crap going on. Fighting teachers, just fighting, kids having sex with teachers, But you got to realize, school systems are out of whack now. There's no prayer, there's no God. And a lot of stuff we do now, there's no God. Like, they went from taking away prayers, now they don't even do moment of silence, I'm not even sure. I haven't heard anybody doing a moment of silence unless it's just on Veterans Day or, trying to remember a loved one or something. But, each and every day, it should be, we should be trying to pray for just everyone, because this world is in need of prayer, and that's just something we need. But what this world needs isn't what it wants, apparently, because everybody's out searching for what they want. Everybody's out here following the trends that they want, doing what they want. But if they'll realize that following what you want, in the end, if it's not part of God's will, that's leading to destruction. That's all it is. At the end of the day, we driving ourselves in the dirt by doing what we want, because what we want ain't always what we need, and what we need ain't what we want. But I would rather take a need that I don't want over wanting something that I don't need, because in the end, wanting what you don't need will tear you down. But getting what you need and you don't want it, you will learn to cherish what you need once it's in your life, because what you need will come to you if you're in His word and you're in His will. And once you get a piece of what you need, you will no longer say you don't want that. You will say you want more of that. It will change your whole mindset and actually make you want more of what you need opposed to what you thought you wanted. Because we live in a life where what we want can be easily misconstrued by thinking with our brains or thinking with our hearts, but not thinking with our spiritual mind. Think with your spiritual mind and see how far you'll go, and see what else what you realize that you need opposed to what you want.